Is there any unscheduled business? Come on up, Kevin. I didn't think you were here for 2 grants.
No. You know me better than that.
If you introduce yourself for the record.
Kevin King, 639 Panorama Drive. And yeah, this is a little bit more serious of an issue this morning that's been brought to my attention. I believe most of you are aware of it, but I think it's worthy of public attention. And I'll start off by saying I wouldn't be here speaking on behalf of this issue if it wasn't for a county commissioner not opening an email and a county road and bridge employee who didn't back down their sibling in this particular case. So it's opened up a giant can of worms, and in my case, most concerning of an email that reads county employee complaint unopened by a commissioner, and it went nowhere. And then as it rolls into and really what I want to speak to about is Department of Human Services and some behavior that had happened in that particular office that's really concerning to me as a citizen in Mesa County. And I think it should be very concerning to a lot of people. It starts out with a complaint to DHS that was investigated. There's protocols in place jurisdictionally, and I think that's one of the issues I really want to speak to about here this morning is a jurisdiction issue. We have a DHS report in front of me here that wasn't obviously executed appropriately, so that's concerning that we have people writing and dealing with kids that aren't even putting accurate information in a report. The report was reopened after the department learned of the fact that the county commissioners were investigating or looking into the issues, and subsequently changed, but we've only received one DHS report. So that's concerning from that standpoint. Now the jurisdictional issue is really something that I would hope you as commissioners would look into, because it's disturbing that people are using kids for money, and that's really what this is resulting down to. In the case of the subsequent investigation, there were names that were left in the report that are by law supposed to remain confidential. They weren't in the report given out, so that's a misdemeanor crime that I've asked the county to look into that department. In the referral part of the investigation, we had a report of Mesa County Sheriff's Office being involved in the situation. They claimed that the Mesa County Sheriff's Office was contacted. Mesa County Sheriff's Office had nothing going in regards to the family in question here. So if DHS would have just made a simple phone call to the contact within that agency, probably would have been pretty sure that they didn't have to probably really put a serious level to this. And I know for a fact that a lot of calls that they get in, they don't necessarily investigate, but this one involved some sort of alleged drug deal. The concerning part to that is, and I spoke to Commissioner Puglisi about this, is if it's that easy to call a complaint and make up a bogus drug deal, and next thing you know, our DHS, and what happened is they drove all the way down case managers. A month later, not immediate, so a month later, all the way down to Paonia, Colorado, took 3 kids out of school, no questions asked really by the administration there at the school district. Yeah, come take your kids out of school. The parents didn't need to know. Nobody else needs to know this happened. Didn't ask specific questions to what the complaint was. The complaint was a drug deal supposedly happened somewhere here in Mesa County. Guess what the kids got asked? They got asked everything else about their lives, their home lives, their parents. They take drugs, do they own guns, your kids touching you inappropriately, everything else except what the scope of the original call was. That is so disturbing. I don't even know how to state this, and it's going to come across the wrong way, but it's kind of like Nazi Germany when the Germans were calling out all the Jews they knew. It's that kind of activity that is really disturbing. And it should be to you, because it's so simple that each of you guys are in positions of power. All it takes is Kevin King to call up DHS. No retribution to the call here by being a false report and saying, hey, I suspect you guys are abusing one of your kids somehow, some way. Even if you're off, it doesn't matter. They can come. I called, verified this with District 51 administrator. Called them and said, hey, gave them this exact scenario over the phone. And they said, yeah, you're from the government, they're from the government, they have complete access to your kids. Oh my gosh. Wait a second here. We're from the government, we're here to help. Well, what's even worse than that is we have a DHS director who even brought their own kid in here to save his rear end. That's disturbing. That's the leader of this organization, so it's no wonder this kind of behavior is allowed. So then when you start to track down via core request, hey, it says in the report an email was sent to Delta County and they said, come on down, no problem. I asked for the email, guess what? You get the roundabout. There's no email. There's not an email. I'm putting it in a report. Investigating kids. An email. It never happened. But lo and behold, all of a sudden I press a little bit. Oh, it's this text message. We got this text message. Well, guess what? We still haven't confirmed whose phone that came from. So waiting for those. Hopefully, Nina, I'll get those here pretty soon. Then we have county commissioners becoming aware of this in Delta County going, hey, this report came out. Look at this cover-up going on. Oh, you better call me. Commissioners are on my butt here. What's really going on? You know, so you're not really supposed to be down in my jurisdiction. But if we get to the exact point on that and why I think there's some scrambling going on, it could be two reasons and two reasons only. The urgency couldn't have been there. It couldn't have been, oh, these kids are being abused, or because they knew on the November 17th in this particular case that this family had moved down to Paonia. So it wasn't till December 14th that they actually showed up in Paonia. And it was, hurry up. So there was either some internal pressure there coming from somewhere, that hopefully we'll get to the bottom of that. But I think the other part that's even more disturbing is state statute, CRS 19.3.308 5.5 talks about local county jurisdiction and the protocols that DHS is supposed to follow. So I'll look that one up. I won't read it here necessarily. But in a meeting last week with DHS present, they talked about this Rule 7, that they are state regulations based on state statutes. And that one does talk about jurisdiction, and I'll read it to you. This one's really important to understand. Give me just a second here. I thought I had it up. Anyway, I can't find it right now. But anyway, it's Rule 7. I'll email it to you if you guys need it, but I think you have it in one of the core reports. It was presented. And basically it is jurisdictions wherever the kids reside. Okay? They knew on the 17th the kids resided in Paonia. So then there's a protocol in Rule 7 that it's a transfer of jurisdiction, and it should have gone to Delta County Department of Human Services to investigate. That never happened. Never happened. Instead, we send case managers from Grand Junction to Paonia to investigate. Where does that stop? If they can just feel like they can take off and go anywhere they want to in the state of Colorado, or even for that matter outside of Colorado, because we're talking about a jurisdiction issue that apparently doesn't matter to DHS. There's no urgency there. The supposed text message came in on December 10th. They didn't go down until the following Monday. So again, still no urgency to go investigate kids. But now we have a 7-year-old girl traumatized through the questioning that was given to them, and now she's afraid somebody's going to come take her. What gets even more disgusting in this Rule 7 is it's all designed to break up families. It's all designed to get you on another government program. It's all designed to go do all these other things, but help the family. It's everything there to break it up. And you know why? Because they get money for it. They get money into their account. So I'm here, first of all, to make this public. It's all on my blog site, vet.gov, which you guys are well aware of. And so I would ask for you as commissioners to, if it's above your pay grade to investigate, then get somebody in here to investigate. Because this is some serious stuff here. And as a parent with 3 kids who's gone through the school district, I'm utterly disappointed that this is the behavior going on inside our government. And it's why nobody anymore is trusting how you guys operate. Thank you.